here. Today we're going to be using the reverse side of our embossing folders. I know Spellbinders came out with a better press, and I was thinking we would get a very similar effect by using the negative side of our embossing folders. So that's what we're going to do today. I started playing with them a little bit earlier, and I got effects like this and like this. So let me get the camera turned around and I'll show you what I did. Alright, so these are the ones I just showed you in the intro. So this one was a Crafter's Companion folder, and it's a pretty folder, but when I inked the other side, this is what I ended up with. Yeah. And then this one was another Crafter's Companion one, and this time I did it twice because I wanted to see if it made a difference what kind of ink I used. This one is the Gina K Sweet Mango ink, which is just a dye ink. And this one I used an oxide ink. I wanted to see if it got better coverage. And it did get slightly better coverage. I think this would be a case of if you had oxides at home, use them. But I wouldn't run out and buy some if you didn't already have them. So that's just my opinion there. So let me show you what I did. So let me grab this one from Gina K. And this time I'm going to use red. Oh, and on this one, I used gray paper and moonlit fog to make that one. All right, so this one is Gina K Petite Flourish. So what we're going to do is we want to do the side that is raised. Now, if you have an ink pad that is felt, like Gina K, you don't have to be too careful with it. You can just kind of rub it around. You can pat it, whichever way you want. If you have ink pads that are foam, you have to be a little bit more careful. And maybe I'll do one of those to show you how much more careful you have to be. So we've inked up the side that is raised, so that's going to get pushed into the paper. I'm now going to take my 5x7 paper and put it on this side, and I'm going to hold on to it with my fingers as I flip it over and lay it down. Now we're just going to run it through our machine, which I'm just going to use the MIDI today just to keep it right here. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, very nice. So this would be what we would normally use. This is the side that's raised, but if we ink the side of the folder that is the raised side, and we can impress it into the folder. And it is very similar to the Better Press. Now, they were going to have dies and fancy ones that go with the Better Press, but if you don't have one, this can be a great substitute. I mean, look through your folders and look what you have. Because, this is, that's really kind of nice. So let's try another one. This time, I have a Crafter's Companion. This is a cut and emboss. So I'm going to see what this does. Not really sure how this is going to come out, so we're going to try it. All right, so the raised side is on here. And here again, I'm going to use Gina K because it's felt. And I'm going to rub it around. Okay, now I got a little bit of blue here in the middle, so I'm going to wipe that off. I use my Pink and Main little towel here. And it looks like I got a little blue here. Yeah, the Gina K ones are more detailed than the Crafter's Companion ones. Alright, so we're going to take our paper. We're going to put this on the side. Hold on to it. Flip it over, close it, and let's run it through the machine and see what we get. All right, let's see. Oh, this is nice. All right, so let's poke these pieces out. And this is an old folder. It was a Sarah signature one. I know because it says that on the back, but I'm not sure which one because I didn't write it in here, and I tend to take mine out. But look at that. So that's kind of nice. I like that. That came out nice too. That would be a nice front. So let me show you another one I did. And this is the one I'm going to make into the card today. So I took the Simon Says stamp 3D embossing folder, and this one is called Sunflower Field. And I like this one because Simon, I don't know if you've ever looked on the Simon website, but they have a bunch of embossing folders that are 3D, and they come with dies to cut part of it out. So when I ran this one through and I used honey mustard this time around, and look what it looked like. That came out really nice. I really liked that a lot. So I'm going to use this one to make a card today. And then I took the die and I cut it out. And this is not symmetrical, so you do have to kind of line it up. So I cut it out, and then what you do is you open up your folder and you find the spot where it belongs, and it's this one over here. So you would put this on here. Let me see if I can line it up. There it is. Nope, that's not it. There we go. There. So you would line it up and then close the folder, and then you run it through. And it makes it into this, which is really nice. They have a bunch. They have, I think, a page of them or so, and they're all different ones. So I'm going to color this flower, and I'm going to use Y38 and E33 to color this in. So the Y38 is going to go around the outside. And there's no edge, so you really just kind of have to go around the flowers. And the flowers that are on the top row here, I'm going to go over a second time to make them darker, just to give it a little shading. All right, so there's that. So the inside, I'm going to use the E33. There we go. There's our sunflower. So we have this. So I wrote down the measurements of the paper I cut here. So remember, that was the die. I'm going to put that over here so it doesn't get lost. So this tan piece of paper is 3.5 by 1.5, and that's going to go here in the middle. This flower is going to go on top of it. And then it's going to sit on top of this brown piece of paper, which is 3 5/8 by 5 5/8, and that's just going to give it a tiny little border. And then I have this yellow, which is 6.5 by 4.5, and I'm going to put this in the middle. So when I put it all together, it's going to look like this. And I need to pick a sentiment to put on the front here. And I will put it on a 5 by 7 base. So let me glue these together, then I will grab a sentiment to put on here. I will glue that on after I put the sentiment on. So we'll just glue this onto the back side. All right, now let me go grab a couple sentiments. All right, so I have a couple here. I'm not sure what's going to fit on the front, but on the inside, I'm going to put a flower a day keeps the frown away. This is just a little note, and the front is either going to say hello there or hello, depending on what is going to fit. So let me grab my stamping platform. I think I really need to replace my sticky mat here. I think it's time. All right, so this is going to sit like this. Let me see. This will be on here. And this can sit think I like it better hanging off like that. All right, so I'm gonna hang it off like that. Now I know how much room I have to deal with. Work with, I should say. All right, let's see. So will hello there fit? Oh, definitely will fit. So hello there is going on there. Like that. All right, let me grab some ink for that. I'm going to use my Gina K Black Onyx dye ink. Since I'm not coloring or anything, and this dries a little faster. There we go. Yeah, because this stamp was not photopolymer, so I didn't want to push down on it too hard. All right, wipe this off. We're not going to use hello. We'll put that over here. Save that for the inside. And we'll put that to the side for now. All right, so let's glue this on. We'll go on there. Press down again because it's not a flat paper I'm gluing it to. I want to put this up in a little bit of foam. You know what? Maybe I will. I'll get some skinny foam. This is the 1/16 foam. I think I'm just going to stick it to that. Just to give it a little something. And this is not a circle. If you look at this, it is definitely an oval. So I'm going to put it up and down this way and here. All right, so now I just have to put it on the card base. All right, let's see. I have a green card base, which would look like that. It's not bad. Or white. I think I'm going to go green. Get some glue closer to the corners. And I like this glue bottle because it has a little scraper on it, so you can spread the glue out. Make sure I've got it to the right side. And this will go to the middle. Looks like the middle. All right, so there's the outside all done. Now, since we used a colored card base, I want to put the inside on a piece of white. All right, so the card is 5 by 7, so I'm going to do a 3 by 5 for the inside. I think. Maybe we'll go 2 3/4. Go 2 3/4 by, so it'd be 5 to 2 inches, 5, 4 3/4. So I'm taking 2 inches off of each dimension of the card, each side, and then another 1/4 inch. So this will fit in the middle of the card, like this. I think I'm going to use this scrap paper I had, and I think I'm going to line it up like this, just so it hangs over on the 2 sides, just to give the inside a little bit of an edge. Let's see what this is going to look like. I think like that. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so let me move this out of the way. Stamping platform comes in again. My hellos. Stick those to the MIDI for now. That's on there straight. And we'll put this in the middle, which will give people room to sign the card. Maybe slightly closer to the top, not quite in the center. right back in. All right, now I'm going to glue. Put glue on the back of this. Because the first thing I need to decide is how far over. Let me move this so I don't get glue on it. I want this to be even. I think like that. Okay, I'll glue that. Put more glue on here. And this will go in the center of the card. Like that. All right, and our card is finished. But let me show you what I was talking about, the foam ink pads. All right, so here's one from Crafter's Companion that is pigment ink, and it is on foam. So let me show you how that one's a little bit trickier. So I'm just going to use this scrap paper here. Let me wipe the red off of here. And I'm just going to wipe it with my cloth. It's that easy. So when you have a foam ink pad instead of felt, make sure I'm on the right side here, and you try to rub it, see, it gets all over the place. You have to be a lot more careful if you're using a foam one. So I would say it's not so much the type of ink you use, it's the type of ink pad that it actually is. So with this one being foam, to do the same thing, you're going to have to lightly tap. And you're probably still going to get some glue on there. All right, I'm lightly tapping, and let's see what happens. Yep. Put it on the top. Wait, I've got ink on that side. Flip it this way. Hold it down, and let's run this through. All right, so let's see what the foam one did. So that wasn't bad. I just had to be a lot more careful with it. This is, I think, from where I didn't wipe it off all the way. So you can use the foam, you just have to use a much lighter touch. That is pretty on the white, isn't it? Yeah, so any ink will work. Just if it's felt, you don't have to be so careful with it. If you're using a pad that is foam, you just want to lightly tap. You don't want to rub. You just have to tap, 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 tap. And yeah, give it a try. Get out your embossing folders and see what they look like on the opposite side. All right, so here we are. Here's our finished card on the green, and we just put the little extra on the inside there to give it a little something. We put this on the 1/16 foam, and we hung it off a little bit, and this was the Simon Says stamp Sunflower Field 3D one. Then this was one of the Crafter's Companion cut and emboss, and that worked just fine, even though it was a cut and emboss. We had these two that were Crafter's Companion folders again. This one was the Oxide, and this one was the Gina K. They both worked just fine, but they're both felt, so you both could, just rub it on there. And then this was the Gina one, where we did it with the Gina ink, which is felt, and we just rubbed it on there. And then this is the one that we used, the Crafter's Companion ink, which is a sponge. So this one you have to tap. So if you're going to use a sponge, you have to tap, or else it's just going to make a mess. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a like. And if you like this video and you want to see other videos, subscribe, and you'll get a notification the next time I do a video. And until next time, stay crafty.